Here I have updated only B, then white updated A. Is this Python just copying the variables or it is referencing to the same object in the backend? This is what we are going to see today. I'm going to discuss about an important topic. This is called mutability and immutability. What is meant by mutability? What is meant by immutability? And what are the data types which support mutability and what are the data types which not support immutability and all? Let's go ahead and discuss about these two functionalities of data types in Python. This is very important to understand as a Python programmer. As a beginner, you should understand what are the data types which support mutability. That means after creating the data type, whether it's going to allow us to change the value or not, or change the value in the sense modification of the existing value or adding or removing any value which is already there in that particular data type. So that's what this immutability means. Immutability means once it is created, it is not going to allow to change the value. That is called the immutability means. Let's go ahead and see what are they, what is meant by this mutability and immutability, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this functionalities in Python programming. Let's go ahead and see. And the next topic, what we're going to see is mutability and immutability. Okay, like I discussed at the beginning of our series regarding the literals and variables. Okay, every variable, okay, Python holds an instance of an object. Okay, every variables in Python that hold an instance of an object. There are two kind of objects in Python. Okay, one is called mutable object, mutable, and the second one is called immutable objects. First one is called the mutable object and the other one is called the immutable object. Let's go ahead and see what are they. First, we are going to see what is meant by mutable object. Mutable object. Suppose I have created one variable called A, which is a list, okay, 1, comma 2, comma 3. Okay. After the creation or during the execution, okay, after the creation or during the execution, after the creation or during the execution, if it is allow value change, then it is called a mutable object. It is called a mutable object. Whereas if it is not allowing, then it is called immutable object. If you go for example, list is a mutable object, dictionary is a mutable object, set is a mutable object, byte array is a mutable object. These are the mutable objects. Let's go ahead and see practically what is this mutability, what does it mean, and all. Let's open this one. Let's create we already have one list is here. Let's create another one. L equal to, just give some name, called, use some animals, cat. Okay, that's good. I have a list is here. Let's see whether it is going to allow adding some values into this list or not. To add some value into the list, we can use append. L dot append hamster. Yes, it is allowing. If you see this L again, it will give the updated list. This is what this mutable is going to allow us to append any value. Okay, the second category is dictionary, because see the list, it is mutable. Now we're going to see the dictionary. I have a dictionary called D. It is having, dictionary is having keys and values. It is having name John, age 30, city New York. Let's see whether we are able to add some value. Okay, D of country, D of country USA, and execute D once again. Sorry, execute once again. See, this dictionary has been updated. Let's go ahead and see what about the set. Suppose I have a set equal to 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Okay, why it is in square bracket? I need ask for the square bracket. Set equal to 1, comma, yeah, this is set. Okay, type of yes, it is giving set. Okay, and let's see whether we can add some values. Yes, dot add 5. It is allowing us to add. If you Yes, see, this is updated. And another one is bytes or byte array. Byte array is also going to allow us to update the values. So I have this list here. Where is our list? Let's see. I have the list L. We have the list L is here, but byte array will allow only 0 to 256 value. Let's create another one, L1 equal to 0, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. Okay. And B equal to byte array of L1. Now type of B equal to its byte array. Okay. And for I in B, print I, it will print all the content of byte array. We have given here byte array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are getting the same value here. Suppose B of 0, it is 0, and B of 5, 5, and B of 6, it will throw exception because there is no sixth values there. Then B dot append 6. I'm going to append this value here. Now if you see B of 6, it will give the value 6. What does it mean? B is a byte array. Byte array is going as to allow to update its value. So byte array is also mutable. So we have seen what is the mutability and what are the data types which allow mutability. Mutability means variables which allow modification after it is being created. That functionality is called the mutability. Let's go ahead and see what is meant by immutability. The next thing we are going to see is immutability. Immutability means variables, let's don't say variables, objects, which does not support modification after its creation. Objects, there are few objects or there are few data types. Instead of this object, I can say it as data types. Okay, data types which does not support modification after its creation. These are called immutable objects. Examples are int. All the fundamental data types are immutable. They won't allow after it's being created. Int, then float, then boolean, then complex, then string, then bytes, then what else won't support mutability. And then we have something called tuples. Tuples is having some exception. Tuples are mutable and that sometimes it is immutable. We are going to discuss about that. Integer, float, boolean, complex, string, bytes, tuples, these are the immutable data types. Let's go ahead and see anything else is there. These are the common immutable data types. Let's go to the VS Code and see this immutable data types. And let's open and see int. There is, I don't need to showcase why this int and all is not supporting any data type changes. Instead of that, the major thing what we have to see is string, byte, and tuples. I'm going to concentrate more on this, the last three items. Sorry, string, bytes, and tuples. Let's go ahead and see them. Suppose I have a string called hello. Okay. Suppose if you want to iterate through string, we have the index value for each one of them. Okay. So s of 0 is called h. S of 0 equal to capital H. Let's see whether it will allow or not. Okay. The string object does not support item assignment because we have already created the string. It's called hello. Once it is created, it won't allow to change its value in any place. So it is not allowed. Let's go ahead and see the immutable properties of bytes. Suppose I am having one list here. That is L3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just converting that list into byte. That is B2 equal to bytes of L3. If you see the type of B2, it's we can see it as byte. Let's iterate through this byte and display the output. It is giving the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try to append some value here. Let's try to add some value into this one. Then see how bytes will allow only values from 0 to 255. Let's try to append or modify some value. P of 1, sorry, this is B2. B2 of 1 is 2. Then, sorry, bit of 1 equal to 10. Let's try to modify it. Is going to throw exception because bytes are immutable by default. They are not going to allow any item assignment after once it is being created. And the next one that we are going to see is tuple. Tuple is having dual property, I can say. In some cases, it acts as a mutable object. Most of the time, it is immutable. Will be considering it as immutable object, but sometimes it acts as mutable object whenever it is having some mutable object inside the tuple. Then it can act as mutable object, but it is not going to change its address. Within the same address itself, it is allowing to modify the value. Let's go ahead and see both of them. First of all, we will see the immutable property of tuple. Tup, or let's say t equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. If we execute like this, t equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, by default it is converting this into tuples. We don't need to specify the parenthesis at the beginning of creation of the tuples. It will by default it will take. Okay, type of t, it is tuple. Let's try to update or append some value or change the value t of 0 or t of 1 equal to 2 and t of 1 equal to 5. Let's try to append. It is going to throw exception. So it is saying tuple object is not supporting item assignment once it is being created. Let's take t1. Let's take another tuple is called 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma tuple. It should be inside the parenthesis inside which I'm going to create a list. I'm having 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, and t1, you can see this one, type of t1 is tuple. And let's see the id of t1. This is the id. Okay, ending at 1088. Now let's see t1 of these tuples. This is 0th index 1 2 3. T1 of 3. T1 of 3 is the list. Okay, lists are by default these are mutable objects. Suppose T1 of 3 at its first position, what is the object? Inside this list, this 0 1 2. Inside the list, the first, that is the first index, 0th index, and first index value is 6. This one. Suppose if I am able to change it or not, let's see. I'm going to assign this value as 25. See, it's not showing any exception. Let's see the same value again. It says it is 25. It is modified. Let's see t1. Just modified. Previously it was 1 2 3 5 6 7. Now it has changed to 5 25 7. See this value, instead of 5 6 7 it has changed 5 27. Let's see the id of t1. And it is in the same address. It is not going to change the address at all. Here also it is saying the same. Let's copy this one and paste it here. See, this is the same 200 32 64 90 1088. In the same address itself, this value is getting modified in the tuple. This is the dual property of tuple. Tuple can act as mutable as well as immutable object. Immutable object only when there is no mutable object inside the tuple, and it is acting as a mutable object whenever there is a mutable object inside the tuple. This is all about mutability and immutability of Python objects. Hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye. Have a good day.